Hi, I'm Steve Hill, and I've worked at Kings Island all told about 10 years, both in rides and guest services. Started working initially in 1994 in rides, worked for 8 years on Beast through the rides department, and then came back 2 years ago for guest services. What brought me back? The family atmosphere. Not only the guests, but the fact that the people that you work with, your associates, your co-associates, become your family. You spend more time with them than you do sometimes your family at home, and you become a family. My friends that I knew back in the 90s are still my friends. So I've worked at different theme parks. I've worked definitely here at Kings Island, but also when I left here, I went down to some parks in Florida. Very different atmospheres, not uncommonly different. I think the culture here is a little better there because of the family atmosphere that you do get with the crews here. Down there, it's a little more of a job, a little more of a business. But here, it's a very definite family atmosphere where you come back in the spring, you are with your park family. In the wintertime, different family, and you're able to come back to your family again here in the spring. And those friendships last forever. I would say, and you'd have to pick through so many memories of what's a good day here, because there are so many times where you just leave so energized because it has been such a good experience from start to finish. And I would think last year's haunt in guest services was incredible because you would start in the morning at 8:30. You would go through on a double until close. But it was so exciting, and there was so much energy coming from the guests and the other team members that when you hit the parking lot to go home at the end of the night, even though you were exhausted and tired, there was just this energy that you carry home with you, that it's almost like you don't want to leave. When you're ready to leave and clock out, you're having so much fun, you don't want to. And that was certainly true on Beast too and rides, because you would get through a long day, and it just flies by because it's so much fun. The one big difference between working in Florida parks, which are all year round, and then the seasonal parks here, they have the ability sometimes to hire employees that stay with them for years, even decades. So you do have a wide range of the associates that are college age, and then also the older adults that may be close to retirement or past retirement. I think one misconception here at Kings Island is that we only hire the teenagers and early college age, but nothing can be farther from the truth. I started here when I was 29. And I was walking up on Beast platform, and I think I was the oldest person on the crew. They kind of looked at me a little bit, but everything worked out great. As time went on, we did get some older associates. We had associates working with us that were close to retirement age on the rides and having a very good time. So whether you're in rides or guest services or admissions, there are a ton of opportunities for anyone of any age. And I've never felt different for being a little older than some of the normal, typical associates, and I've always been very welcomed here. They've always been very happy to have my experience, and I've always been happy to give it too. There was a gap in my history of working here from the 90s through 2000 and then coming back 2 years ago, and this is the job that I always chased. It was something that when I went to Florida, I was looking for it. It was there, but there's something different about this park. We've had the history that dates back through Coney Island, back to the 1800s, and we carry that tradition with us. It's a park where if you talk to any of the full-timers and a lot of the associates that work only seasonal, there's a lot of affection for this park, and people will treat this park a little differently, walking through the park, assisting guests, smiling at them, taking their pictures, picking up trash by hand to get it to the nearest receptacle if there's not a park services around. It's the caring about this park that makes it special, and that's what made me come back, really.